What's going on, guys? Zachary Jr. here with lawnserviceconsulting.com. Today's video is going to be about how I personally structured my business to where I can make $5,000 a month on average, and we're going to go over the hours I work, how much I charge per yard, how I acclimated myself to this point, and how you can do it too. So my schedule as of now, this is my 5th year doing lawn service. The first 2 were part-time, the last 3 have been full-time. In this past year of 2019 has been the first year I've decided to work all by myself and get rid of my helpers due to headaches. I have another video about that called the 3 mistakes that almost ruined my lawn service. But as of now, I work by myself. I work 3 days a week on average. In the spring and in the fall, I might add an extra day if I get that many customers, if I want to start adding new customers. But on average, it falls to about 3 days a week. I choose to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday because I like having Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off because hotels and plane flights are cheaper on those 4 days. So I don't mind working on a Friday and Saturday. I don't go out, I don't party, I don't really drink a lot. So there's no point in having those days off when I could have more days off cheaper for traveling, which is what I want to do. So I work 3 days a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I usually mow about 8 to 12 yards on average a day. Right now it is September. I'm about 8 yards a day, 10 yards a day because it has been extremely hot and dry here in Texas. So some of my yards are going less frequent than usual. So 8 to 12 yards on average per day. I always charge $50 per yard, and I make sure that when I price and when I take a yard on, it's going to take me 30 minutes to do your house, and that includes driving to the house. So that way I can always hit my goal of $100 per hour, and that's my minimum. I can be making more if I'm putting down fertilizer on your yard, if I'm trimming your hedges, if I am spraying for weeds. I can do that, but realistically I just like doing mow and goes. That's what makes me happy. You could do more services, but it's a lot more technicalities, a lot more scheduling. You need more materials, and I do that sometimes, but I like doing mow and goes, as they call it, where I just mow and then I go on to the next house. So 3 days a week, 8 to 12 yards per day on average. That's what I can do. Probably 12 is my cap by myself. Anything more, I would probably have to add another day if I'm doing more than 12, because I've done 13, 14 in a day by myself, but god damn, that's tiring. That's not worth the amount of calories I'm burning. That's causing me to lose weight and stress out. I like to keep it capped off at 12 and minimum at least 8 if I'm gonna go to bed early and wake up knowing I'm gonna put on my sombrero and my long sleeve and my pants and my boots, and I'm gonna be driving my truck all day, mowing yards, getting covered in dirt and grass. I at least want to have at least 8 to get me motivated to get in that truck and go make that money. So 3 days a week, 8 to 12 yards a day, $50 per yard on average. So on average it would be between, or just right around $500 per day. Say for a 10-yard day, 10 times 5 is $500 per day, and that's just mow and goes, again, not including fertilizer, hedge trimming, weed spraying. That's just mowing and going. That's the physical sides of the paper. Mentally, how it feels to do 10 yards in a day on average, it's not hard at all. It used to be a little difficult because I wasn't sleeping right, I was drinking a lot, I was smoking lots of weed, I was staying up late, I heavily addicted to caffeine. It would be interfering with my sleep. I love drinking pre-workout, I love drinking coffee, I like drinking energy drinks. So many factors that I was doing, adding into my life, were just taking away from my sleep and recovery. And aside from that, it was just making my mental state go all over the place. My energy was always up from caffeine and then down from weed, and then up from a coffee and then down from staying up late. It was very, very inconsistent. But as of lately, and as I've gotten older, I'm 26 now, I began to focus a lot more on my health, mentally and physically, eating healthy, exercising more, getting away from caffeine, weed, alcohol, all those things. And that's just made everything, in my opinion, so much easier. And that's probably the most important factor on how I'm able to do 10 yards in a day in this Texas heat. I just worked through the entire summer by myself. It was averaging 100, if not more, degrees Fahrenheit every single day I was working. But I was able to do it, and now it's about to be fall. Grass is going to grow even more, no more drought, and I'll be making a lot more money, and so will you if you decide to work with me. Visit my website, lawnserviceconsulting.com, shameless plug. So that's exactly how I average my business out to $5,000 per month. And with this type of work, or with any type of work where you're self-employed or you own a business, your fluctuation of income will always vary greatly. It's not like you're an employee, you're getting a job from, it's not like you're getting a check from your employer where you're getting a set check every single 2 weeks and you could exactly know how much you're gonna make. You could make a lot of money if you wanna work a lot and if you wanna advertise a lot. You can make a lot less if you wanna tone it down and kind of relax and recoup mentally. You could turn on your Google advertisements, you could turn on your Google AdWords is what they call it, and you could start paying for clicks, sponsored ads on the listings when people are searching for lawn care, and you could double, triple, quadruple your phone calls. You could post more Craigslist ads to get more phone calls. You could go send out flyers and put little business cards on people's doors. You can increase your calls, or you could turn it all off. You could not do any of that and spend some time where you just focus on other parts of your life. So the money will always fluctuate. And of course, in the winter, it will slow down because grass isn't growing and you won't have as much work. But in the spring and in the fall, grass is growing super high, especially like in the beginning of those seasons, like in March, April, and in September, October. Grass is going to be growing a lot more as the rain starts coming in and the weather starts not being as hot and allowing the grass to grow. So you could have, say, January. If I can recall correctly, I'm about to pull these numbers from my brain's memory without my spreadsheet in front of me. But January, I believe I made $1,200. I think I worked maybe 4 days. February, I believe I made $2,200. I probably worked 8 days. And then in March, everything just woke up and people were flooding me with calls. I was getting stressed out because I'd be waking up to phone calls and voicemails. I believe I made $7,000 in March. April, May, and June, I think I made between 5 and 6. July, I think I made 5. August, I think I made 5. And then it is September. I'm probably at about 3,500 right now, and the month's like halfway over. But I know for a fact October, I'm about to be flooded with calls. I'm about to go ghost mode on all my friends and everything, and I'm just going to work and try to save up because I know when winter comes, it's going to slow down. So the money will look kind of like this. But on average, it's about $5,000 per month, and I can say that 100% confidently. To go a little bit more into my incomes, I believe, so the five years I've been doing this, the first 2 were part-time, and the last 3 have been full-time. I think the first year I made $15,000. The second year I made $28,000. The third year I made $35,000. The fourth year, last year, I think I made probably 45. And then right now for 2019, it is September 22nd or 23rd. I don't know anymore. And I've generated 45,000 so far, and I still have three-ish months of work. So I think I could confidently make about 60,000 this year. And that's a milestone for me. And I'm only working 3 days per week right now. If I wanted to work more, I could, but I know my limits, and for what I want to do, I don't necessarily want to keep taking on yards. I have so many phone calls every single day, but I probably only personally and realistically take on 1 or 2 out of 10 phone calls because I'm so picky and I'm not the cheapest person. I charge $50 per yard. That might be a little high for my market, but I have 50 customers that are willing to pay that are cool with me, that like seeing my face every single time I show up, and they trust me, and we have a good rapport built, so they're cool with it. And I'm okay with being picky and saying no to 8 people to gain 2 people that will match my hourly rate. And that's what's been working. That's what's going to keep on working. I was going to say something else, but I forgot. Damn it. I like doing one-shot videos, so I'm not going to stop recording though. So 60,000 is my goal for this year. Oh yeah, I was going to say I could keep taking on more yards. I could keep saying yes to everybody. I could lower my minimum by a little bit and just take on yard after yard. But I like having my 3 days a week schedule because I want to focus on this business, which is my lawn service consulting, where I can help other people create their businesses and start making money and start having the life that they feel like they deserve because they're tired of their current job, where they're working too much and not getting paid enough, or they're not doing prideful work. I want to help people do what I'm doing, become business owners, and get a good shot at life, because you can live on your own. I live in a house by myself now. I have my work truck, I have a Honda Pilot, I have a soccer mom car for daily driving. I'm able to save every month. I'm able to go out with my friends and do whatever I want. I'm able to go on trips. I just went to Hawaii with my dad for 8 days. It was awesome. Side note, if you decide to work with me, or if you just want to keep up with me, I plan on moving to Hawaii between March and June of next year. And my goal is to do a real life experiment where I start from scratch in my lawn service, and I will start building my business there, and I will document it. I will show you me showing up with my savings and having 0 yards, and how I will build it up in a market I have no idea how to conquer. I don't know anything about Hawaiian lawn care, but I will make it work because I'm confident in my abilities, and I know things will go right and things will go wrong, but I'll make it work. So stay tuned for that. For mid next year, I'll be moving to Hawaii, and I'll be taking you guys with me. But that's basically a summary of how I make $5,000 per month on average. I work 3 days a week. I do 8 to 12 yards a day. I average $50 per yard, and that's not including my upsells of hedge trimming, fertilizer, mulch, all those other things. That's just bare minimum. So realistically, it's more, but for the sake of simplicity for this video, I like to say 5,000. And there's been months where I make 7,000, where I make 9,000 with a helper in the past, or even by myself. But like I said, in the winter it slows down. So instead of saying what I make each month, just on average 5,000, that's how I model my business. That's how I'm modeling this consulting business, is how I can help you produce $5,000, whether it's you doing a bunch of mows or doing minimal mows with lots of landscaping. It doesn't matter. I will help you. I know how to do it. I've been doing it. I'm going to keep doing it, and it's your turn to start doing it. So visit my website at lawnserviceconsulting.com, and we can get on the phone for a free consultation. Doesn't charge any money, where we can just talk. I can get to know your situation, and we can see if we're a good fit for each other, because maybe it's not the right timing for you. Maybe you don't have the money saved up needed for the equipment, or you don't have the mental capacity to do all these things, because it can be stressful. But I'm here to also show you not how to do it, but how to manage it mentally. So visit my website, lawnserviceconsulting.com, and you can read more about me and my services. And until then, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.